Hey. Um, so if you don't know, my name is Grayson Cram, and this is gonna be like my recap of 2020. Got my dog here. So 2020 was one of the worst and best years of my life. Uh, a lot of roller coaster like emotions and stuff. And I made a lot of music this year. Oh my god! Like the stuff I released is like maybe 25% of the stuff I've made this year. It's crazy. It really is. But I just wanted to do a recap because I don't know why. I think it would be good for me. So starting out 2020, I was in a musical called Matilda. I was Mr. Wormwood, and I freaking loved that show. It was a dumpster fire, but it was a beautiful dumpster fire because it was a perfect representation of our school. We were kind of, there's another school in our district who has a lot more money than our school, doing the same show. And we were kind of competing with them, but yeah, we just couldn't really do anything because people would go and see their set and it was just huge and amazing and stuff. But people preferred our show over the rich schools because that's not a rich school, it's just way more funded than ours, but it's but our humor was just so, I don't even know how to say it, like rugged. And we had this scene where, okay, so if you've never seen Matilda, basically it's this girl who with really poorly explained uh, telekinesis and stuff like that, and just superpowers in general. And then the main antagonist is this principal named Miss Trunchbull. And there's this scene where she walks into this like I don't even know, like kindergartner. She walks up and goes like, "I hate pigtails," and like flings her around. The actor who played Miss Trunchbull, we made an entire bit out of it because it was just this dummy that we were just kind of throwing around and like whoosh, whoosh, like fucking basketball. It was funny. But I don't know why I told you that, but that now was a highlight of my year. And I was the one who got to throw the dummy to him. I was backstage waiting for the cue line. I was like, huh. It was insane. But yeah, my 2020 year started out with a bang. And that was and it's crazy to think that this was like the end of January and no one was talking about Corona and COVID and stuff. And we were gonna go into spring break. We were just like, huh, we're gonna come back in a week. And funnily enough, one of my friends had texted me and after we got released for spring break and said, "Hey, why does this feel like the last day of school?" And I was like, I don't know. And it kind of was. It was the end of online school for that year because of COVID and like all that happening. But yeah. But there's a couple more things that happened in that kind of span of time. So I'm not gonna get into all of it because I want to protect the integrity of some people who everyone in these stories will remain nameless. But some of it is just it doesn't need to be there. So basically, there was this girl in my Spanish class, and we like right before spring break, we had kind of started dating, kind of. At least in my point of view, we were kind of dating. We were like holding hands and such, doing all the cutesy stuff. I'm in this period. I'm a freshman, so I'm a sophomore now in high school. So and then when COVID hit, I was like really into this relationship. I was like, yes, let's go. And then she got really stressed out from COVID because her parents weren't letting her leave. So we had to kind of end that. So that was fine. And then I got into a really bad mental state. It was bad. This was about the time when I started writing for Cherophobia. Cherophobia, I think it's the fear of being happy, which I kind of felt because I felt like if I get too happy at one point, something will come up and just take me down. So I'm just gonna stay contempt. And then if I get disappointed, it won't hit me too hard. But I just got really bad because some nights I was scared to go to bed because I didn't want to be lonely. So I'd be staying up till like 3 in the morning every night, basically forcing myself to go to bed. It was horrible, bro. Like, it was bad. This was the loneliest I've ever felt by far. It's not fully because I broke up with that, because of the like, relationship. I couldn't see my friends because of lockdown, so I was like kind of in that state. But one funny thing is, for about a week, every night I would like make a beat, and then me and my friends would write raps about each other, and over FaceTime I would send them the beat on the group chat, and we would have like 10 minutes to write a verse, or as much as we could, and then we would perform them and rank them. And then one night we did like this tournament of rap battles, and I won, which was cool. It was bad because it was bad, but it was fun. It helped a lot. And but at this point I started making a lot of music, not a lot of like full songs, but a lot of like stuff. One of the first songs I wrote for Cherophobia was, I think, either Thespian or... it was Thespian. I think the first song I wrote for Cherophobia was Thespian. And it was using this motif I had... Oh, this is still connected to like fucking... Okay. It was this motif I wrote like... Yeah. Oh my god, I can't... Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. There we go. I wrote that, and then I made that into what became Thespian, which is my shortest song ever. But I like it. It's cool. It's eerie. And I started playing with VSTs. This is when I was starting to learn Ableton. And because Anhedonia was made on GarageBand. And everything past that, except for the song Cherophobia 1, like the beat was made off GarageBand. The production that one is kind of, but yeah, that was the last song I released that I made on GarageBand. But everything else I've been making on Ableton Live. So yeah. But I want to also explain another song off of Cherophobia. It's called New Home, I think. Yeah, New Home, parentheses, Tanner song. Now, I can't really disclose the names in this one because it's already out there. But my friend Tanner, he was going to move away to another city because his dad was finding work and stuff. And we were just like, dang, bro, this sucks. It's kind of like worse in the pandemic because I couldn't see one of my best friends So I made a song as a kind of send off, and then the day after I released the album, he texted me like, "Yo, I'm not leaving." I'm like, "What?" He's just like, "Yo, because of COVID, I get to stay another year." I'm just like, "Okay." So that song is kind of pointless at this point. It's a decent song. I like the guitar tones in it. Um, that's the explanation for Tenor's song. And now the the soup that is Barricade. That's the last track on Cherophobia, and it's grown on me a lot, because it has one of my favorite motifs that I've ever written, and I was going to sing on it, but I lost the one good take I did, so that kind of, but it was that part. That kind of runs through the entire album. There are a couple motifs that run through the entire album. I don't remember how to play them all, but Barricade, yeah, it's named after an inside joke back when I was in 8th grade. So I'm in theater, and we did this show for our UIL contest, where one of the set pieces was like a barricade, like it was like those wooden like fences with barbed wire wrapped around it, like a barricade, and me and my understudy / co-star named it Barry the Barricade. And we formed an emotional attachment to Barry the Barricade, and I named Barricade after, you guessed it, Barry the Barricade. And that song is, it's a lot. Like, the song is about feeling cheated. Not cheated on, but cheated out of something, played with. I felt like I was used a lot, especially in the relationship that I started right before quarantine. I felt like I was used as a stepping stone to feel better for a lot of people, and that pissed me off. And but it's a lot about me feeling used, and a lot about me putting up walls, hence the name Barricade. I put up a lot of walls and knocked down a lot of walls this quarantine. But yeah, that's kind of like the worst period of my life, bar none. It sucked. It sucked. And then I kind of like crawled through the year from online school. I crawled through that, and then boom, we're in summer. And nothing really remarkable happened in summer that I can remember. I released a lot of songs. Let me pull those up real quick. I released I released a couple of songs. Hold up. Two of which were just me playing with some free VSTs that I got, and which was Prodigy and Therapist. Okay, Therapist has a very interesting story to it. Okay, so I released 4 songs over the veil of summer. So it goes Therapist, Prodigy, Poltergeist, and Deity. Now, Therapist, that's also kind of a song about feeling used, but there was this girl where we sat next to each other in class, and she would talk to me about a lot of her problems. I would listen, I would give her advice and stuff, and we had this joke where I'm like, I'm your therapist. So that's the song, and I kind of had a huge, like, crush on this girl, but, so that turned, okay, Therapist has the song itself, like the notes, have a funny story. So me and my friends got together, like the first time I had a couple people over, we wrote this song called here at Camp Kabunya, where is this summer camp where kids would go to be eaten by the counselors. And then we wanted to have this sad emotional part, so I wrote the part that became Therapist. And then I was like, this is cool on its own, so I just released Therapist. And Camp Kabunya is still an inside joke with a bunch of my friends. Yeah, that's Therapist. Prodigy, and that's just me testing out the BBC Orchestra, the Symphony Discover by Spitfire. I use a lot of Spitfire audio stuff. They're good though. And then Poltergeist. Okay. I was kind of simping over the same girl I was simping over on Therapist. Poltergeist was just me feeling I had to get a song out. And yeah. Oh, you agree too. But Poltergeist has to be not my favorite one of my songs. I left an audio. Oh my god, this pisses me off. I would like the song a lot more, but I left an audio glitch in there. Like you can hear it on like the metal section, like the middle section. You can hear an audio glitch, and now I can't listen to the song ever because it just pisses me off. But I really like the ending. I really like the ending. And then Deity was me trying to be Polyphia. It's a fun riff though. It's a really fun riff. Hold on. I think I can still play it. Like it's a fun riff. Just... It's a fun riff. And it was a fun song. I sampled Adventure Time. It was all good. So that was the ending of the songs that I've released. Now, that's it for summer, pretty much. And except for when 2020 started to get actually good for me. Back in 2019, I had gotten together with this girl, and I really liked her, but I didn't know how to be in a relationship, so I freaked out and ended it. Worst mistake of my life. All the stuff where I was too lonely to go to bed could have been avoided if I hadn't broke up with her. But we got back together, and we still are together to this day, and I love her very much. But that's when 2020 started to get actually good for me this year. And, oh my god, I've been recording for 18 minutes. No one's gonna watch this anyway. But, and we got to go back to school eventually, which was cool because I got to see people. We were wearing masks and stuff and we were socially distanced, but I got to go back to theater. I started doing improv, which was cool. I've been keeping up with my work a lot this year, which is pretty cool. I've kind of fleshed out my small circle of friends. Like, a lot of the people who I was just, like, acquainted with in 9th grade, I kind of pushed those people away. Which, I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, but I now have a really fleshed out, like, circle of friends. Very small circle at that, but I don't care about that. And so far, I've matured a lot this year. I have matured a lot. Yeah. And we started working on this show called Chemical Imbalance. It's a Jekyll and Hyde story. I tried to get Jekyll, but I couldn't. But I did. I am getting the opportunity to write the score for it, which I'm almost done with it. I'm almost done. I gotta finish one song and I'm done. And that will be releasing with 7 tracks. My first full-length album will be a soundtrack to a high school show. But it's cool. It uses a lot of like hardcore and death metal influences as well as what's it called? As a lot of classical influences as well. And I play a lot of viola in it, like I did on Poltergeist. And yes, I do play viola. And I have since 6th grade. And that's something I'm excited for. And we're got our competition show, which is gonna be sick and depressing and extremely disturbing because it's the show called Girl in the White Pinafore, where it's about the East Texas New London school explosion. It's a really cool show. It's really, really cool. And I'm gonna be able to score that with my friend. I'm just gonna say his name, Clayton Cypher. Which is gonna be fun. It's gonna be really cool. We don't know the cast list yet, but yeah. But that pretty much brings us to now. It's the tail end of winter break. It is now December 31st, 2020, 11:27 p.m. And I cannot thank everyone who listens to my music enough. I constantly feel like it's never good enough, that I'm lazy about it, but everyone who listens to it I am thankful for. Everyone who enjoys it, I am thankful for. Anyone who dislikes it, I am thankful for, because that means my art is getting somewhere. That means I am getting somewhere. And after a whole summer or a whole year of me feeling more stuck and more alone than I ever have, I found something. And that's probably one of the most beautiful things that's ever happened to me. So, yeah. Happy New Year's, y'all. And goodbye 2020. Simultaneously one of the best and one of the most dog shit years I have ever had. See y'all.